If I could just do something and disappear and just be terrific.
Yo!
Komi-san is an anime adapted from the manga, adapted from the delusions of wouldn't it be cool if I were so beautiful that people couldn't help but to love me without needing to have a personality, which I read for a while a couple of years ago, to a point where the English physical release is not up to date yet. Gotta love the whole licensing shenanigans, and with the second season over and its popularity fading, I thought to talk about it because I am that smart. I bet it will help after the haters. Jesus Christ.
Oh, this is thoroughly depressing.
So let's talk about Komi-san Can't Even and why I want to push her off a cliff. On October of 2021, the anime came out, and while group watching it in our little Discord cave, something became apparent. Congratulations, mates. A dark feeling manifested after a couple of episodes gripping me from behind. The feeling of wanting to sight Komi in the face, metaphorically. Now, a quick recap. Komi-san is a goddess that blesses peasants like us with her presence, and the moment that people see her, they bend backwards to worship her heavenly presence, her royalty, the goddess, the muse of muses, Ishtar, Aphrodite, Holy Mother, Vesta, Cleo, Juno, Captain Marvel. I'd be even tempted to tag her as a Mary Sue, but I don't want to deal with 4-hour videos about what the current consensus for the archetype is. Oh, but I couldn't tag her as that, right? Because she has a flaw after all. She can't communicate, but even when she can't, it doesn't mean she doesn't want to, and by God's name you'll be reminded of this every episode. That's a friend's favorite part, by the way. But Fune, I hear you asking, isn't it normal to have those self-insert characters in anime, especially in things like those harems you like so much? Well, shut the fuck up. But regardless of her heavenly attributes, I'd be lying if I said that that's what triggered such a caveman reaction for me. I wouldn't have read it so long ago if that was the case. Actually, the whole thing is quite chill and cute if you like trash. Got him. So what was it I pondered with my broken orb? Still waiting for a replacement, Andy. But Fune, it's so relatable, and based on your silly voice, you must suffer from anxiety, hence relate to it. I hear you, judging from the comfort of your monitor. And no, I don't, since I'm not, and I've never been, a hot schoolgirl. There are a bunch of other anime with incompetent bastards I could watch if that's what I was looking for, without the constant reminder of how much of an eyesore I am.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine.
That's funny! What about the deep psychological implications that Komi has and the people it represents? Well, this is not an essay of me vaguely connecting Komi's themes to whatever I recently read, because I don't. Although, how Komi-san's Freudian tension between her pompous brothers and their hot mom will change the future of anime. Komi-san, the perfect NCR bait. Actually, that could work. Anyhow, after realizing that it wasn't her deity status, nor her being hot, nor the pawns playing the series with their naming scheme, nor Tabano not getting with my boy Takai, nor how much of a prick this guy is, and how every girl wets their panties just by being in his presence, am I just jealous? A dissonance between her pure innocent maiden demeanor in that world almost devoid of evil she inhabits, versus that blank stare devoid of life, that dark void, soulless pit, unhuman stare under the blanket of style. That style they went with for eyes. A style I've seen before, one I'm well familiar with. That disconnect triggered a survival instinct in me as a delayed jump scare. Is she going to be okay, I wondered, or is she up to this? Is Tadano going to be okay? Is she going to hurt me? But wait, isn't it then your fault for having such a coomer brain melted by all the hentai? I don't like where this is going. Or is this just something like them Mamimi's works born out of an irrational perspective? Speaking of Mamimis, I'm less fearful of those eyes than the ones in the anime. In the anime, they just look empty. Just look at this comparison. So while watching the second season in a totally legal way, that feeling, that fear returned. But you see, this is not just about why an adult wants to pound a schoolgirl's skull into the ground out of a metaphobia. When I wrote that line, I wrote schoolgirls rather than schoolgirls. the plot thickens. I won't just stand here and point and say should be creepy nor should be buzzing, since as I've learned from Twitter, who better to fix a character's design whom only issue lies in my distorted point of view than someone without credentials like me. So what about giving her more decisive eyes so she seems more competent in like any game she tries, with a pinch of psychotic tendencies and maybe even being possessed by some ancient spirit or something? Or what about making her more forward and aggressive, a bit tsundere and Latina? No, she's more on the indecisive part, so let's show that in her appearance and posture. Now she looks like someone who'd get jailed. Get into the freaking airbag, you twat! Why are her eyes so apart in some shots? We need to fix that. There. About the Nekokomis and Shibikomis, they are okay. They are in no need of fixing. What about, at this point when writing this thing, I thought on drawing or photoshopping Komi-san into Emergence by Shindle, and I thought we'll all have a good old laugh at that old superficial meme, and people will just nod at me and hit the like button and subscribe and have a jolly good old time. But of course, it already exists, actually with multiple iterations of it. What a fraud I am. Should I even keep working on this after seeing that? I still have a bunch of editing to do. I should just scrap this and finally go and live in the mountains and take a jab at becoming the hermit hentai artist I always wanted to be. Long after recording that part, I realized it wasn't that easy to become a hermit hentai artist, so I'm back to finishing this video again. Her design should represent her goddess status, same as with her uselessness. Perfect. Why am I even trying to change her? As we know from the anime and manga, she's already perfect, so I'll just put some bandages in her eyes to alleviate the problem. Oh, she looks even better now. I see. Now, what if she got disfigured or something? Bear with me. So her father is looking to abduct another girl to use as a face donor for Komi, and while Komi waits, she wears this white mask. This begs the questions: is her father going this far for her or for him? Is this out of guilt? What happened to Komi's face? Is this something she wants? Well, we can't dwell in those questions. Action must be taken. It must be fixed regardless. Wait, am I the crazy father in that scenario? And is Komi the character designers? Did they plan this? Did I walk into their game by trying to fix her? What if the character designers accounted for it all? From the NTR baitiness, to the Kummer brain of the audience, to Komi being a milquetoast version of Watamote, and a less moe version of Hitoribochi. Taking it all for a spin with that visual dissonance, so that I can finally accept that, regardless of how we look, we all have our struggles. Even someone like Komi-san, someone as godlike, as supreme, of incomprehensible beauty, eternal, ethereal, cosmic, and human, Komi-san, more than meets the eye, as long as you are hot. At the end, I realized that that feeling I talk about was mainly because she, her brother, and mom are the only characters with a specular highlight in their eyeballs. Even Tadano with his tiny pupils has them. So scratch all of that, I guess. Although it isn't the case with her dad, so they inherit their eyes from their mom, which makes me think that she isn't human, so she might be a demon or a succubus. Damn it, now I have to make a video about that. Komi-san's hot mom is a succubus, and here's why. Best character, 10 out of 10. Other than that, the show is pretty chill and cute and fua. Good job, that's the video. Hope you learned something. See you next year, bye!